This is Mark, and I'd like to give a shout out to our awesome partners that help us keep the show on the air and keep bringing you some interesting guests from different walks of life. The best, use the best. We're talking about War Tape, warbrandstore.com. The product of intense research and development, War Brand Tape is the choice of champions around the world. War Tape has become the standard in combat sports. You see it everywhere in combat sports. MMA, boxing, all that combat sports stuff. You look underneath their gloves, you're going to see War Tape. It's made with the highest quality materials. War Tape provides stability and comfort where you need it most. Visit wartapestore.com. That is warbrandstore.com. Type in a code, Jackson Wink at checkout, and you're going to receive 30% off your order. That's right, 30% off your order. That is a big discount, believe me. We have a great partnership with them. So, when you go to that website and you want to buy some tape or whatever other products are on that website, when you hit checkout, it's going to ask you for a code. You know, you've been to websites. It asks you for a code. You are going to have a cool code. Type in Jackson Wink, all one word, and it's going to give you 30% off your entire order. How cool is that? So, no matter what you work out doing, workout of choice, War Tape has you covered. The best, use the best. Our fighters and athletes are constantly on the lookout for products that will provide a legal performance edge. Legal performance edge, yes. A couple years back, we came across a nutraceutical company that has an incredible technology. Since then, many of the fighters who train at Jackson Wink MMA Academy have been using their products with astounding success. Unlike most sports performance companies, this company began selling their products through doctors. Their unique technologies help the body heal and maintain exceptional health. For this reason, their products are recommended by doctors worldwide. Yes, worldwide. So how does this translate to sports performance? The truth is, you will never be stronger than you are healthy. How many times have we heard of star athletes who miss a big competition because they're out sick? The same technology that is used to boost the immune system and to detoxify, nourish, and rejuvenate the body is the same technology that boosts strength, endurance, and even cuts unwanted body fat, because we don't want to get fat. We are pumped to finally let you know about our best-kept secret here at Jackson Wink MMA Academy. The company is called RNA Sport. You can find them online at rnasport.com. Again, rnasport.com. Look them up. RNA Sport creates incredible sports performance formulas for elite athletes. Our fighters use and love these products. One of the most important things to know about RNA Sport formulas is their ease of use. It's very easy to use, yes. No more messy powders or hard-to-swallow pills. RNA Sport formulas are delivered directly into the body in a simple-to-take, great-tasting sprays. With high absorption, RNA Sport formulas can be taken immediately before a workout or competition with no lag time. RNA Sport formulas support increased strength and endurance, reduced joint and muscle fatigue, improved recovery, a healthy immune system, optimized metabolism, and a whole lot more. RNA Sport provides benefits and technology unlike any performance products you have ever experienced. I highly recommend you to check out rnasport.com and use their products. They will take your performance to the next level. In our next podcast, we will review the amazing benefits of their specific formulas. JW Raw is happy to also have Fireteam Fit as a longtime sponsor. They are a veteran-owned fitness company that is now partnered with the greatest gym in the world, Jackson Wink MMA Academy. Fireteam Fit is giving a special offer of 15% off. That is right, 15% off all their products, all of them. Go check it out, all their products. All you have to do is enter a code. The secret code is JWRAW015. Again, JWRAW, just like the show, 015. Enter that secret code. You're going to get 15% off everything you buy. Make sure you do that at checkout. and then you'll get that discount. We love having Fireteam Fit as a sponsor since they are family and veteran-owned. That is so cool. We love our veterans. We love our family. Both in one big, happy group. We're happy to have them. It's available on both fireteamfit.com and on amazon.com. Everyone knows how to find Amazon. If you're on Amazon, you're legit. You can go find them on Amazon or check out their website, fireteamfit.com. But don't forget to enter that coupon code. Remember, use JWRAW015.
You're listening to JW Raw.
We are live.
Welcome to the show, Coach Seth Abeita.
What's up, Seth?
Appreciate you guys. I always catch the show with everybody else, and it's an honor to be here with you gentlemen.
We kind of changed up the time a little bit. We usually do the afternoon, and we're kind of swapping it up just to see what we can change up a little bit, just to accommodate everybody, you know.
Well, that's part of us being able to adapt. I mean, we got so much going on here. Exactly. I don't know how you guys stay on top of it with all the fights, like every weekend.
Every weekend. Tell us about this weekend, man. You're a big part of our amateur team.
This weekend we were privileged enough to go out to fight on the rough card. We had quite a few fighters out there. One of our young and up-and-coming prospects, Kayla Yontef, went and represented. Another dominant victory.
She started off the show with a bang, man.
Started it off right. Now she's a clean 5-0, and she had a tough opponent. She had a really tough opponent, and it was kind of weird for her because that was the first opponent of hers. We couldn't find anything on her.
Wow.
So all we knew was she was a wrestler.
No tape, no nothing, no record, no
blind.
There are corrections facility tapes that she has, probably breaking up fights because she was a correction officer.
What weight did she fight at?
That's right. They went at catch weight of 140.
Oh, okay.
140. That was another huge
weight?
step. Yeah, they were supposed to fight at 135.
Oh, did her opponent not?
Her opponent, she's a mom too, so I guess she was,
yeah, I hear that.
doubling up on responsibilities, and we were
cool.
like, yeah, cool, we'll meet you at 140. That's fine.
She's still a warrior to even step up and make that happen.
Yeah, most definitely. She was definitely a tough opponent too. Yeah. We also had Dwight Akuma.
About Dwight.
Dwight made it.
Cool.
He went out there, and his opponent came in. Wasn't supposed to be over 265. Came in at 281.
What?
Jesus.
Yeah, and
heavyweight.
No, I didn't hear about that.
Yes.
Nobody talked about that.
It was kind of everybody at weigh-ins was like, "What?"
Wow.
And Dwight was like, "Hey."
So he showed up at weigh-ins 20 pounds overweight. Just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, just like let's do it. Let's do it.
Damn.
And Dwight was like, let's do it. I didn't come all this way to, not take a fight. So
He didn't even flinch.
And
cool.
he performed beautifully.
Yeah,
beautifully.
awesome.
Went out there and dominated the guy.
Really?
Showed a lot of. It went all 3 rounds, but it was complete domination.
Heck yeah.
The guy, he was tough. He hung in there. He didn't give up. Dwight put him in some really tough positions.
Really?
His ground and pound was just nasty.
He's a strong dude.
Yeah.
I go to the performance ranch with him. I'm trying to lift the weight he's lifting. I'm like, no, not gonna happen. Our coach says, take that off.
Yeah.
He's a joy to be around too. He's a big dude. You look at him, you're kind of one of those stay away, but you get to talking to him, and he's just a little pussy cat, man. He's a nice guy.
I think that's one of the most pleasant surprises about Dwight. Even now.
See, now he's listening. Yeah, we're talking about you, Dwight.
Even now, when him and I go places, sometimes when we go to fights, everybody sees this 6'6", 250-pound guy, like, and they're kind of questionable, and I'm like, this is the nicest man you'd ever want to meet.
He's got that look about him.
Yeah.
Island look.
Yep.
He's from the Bay, right?
Yeah, he is.
California boy.
Oakland, California.
Yeah, he's a big dude. I work with him at Monte Vista, too. He's just over there bouncing fools out. I'm like, all right, Dwight, go get him.
Yeah, most definitely. If I was in there and I had a bouncer like that, I'd be like, yes, sir.
Yeah, right.
Whatever you say, sir. But, yeah, it was a great weekend.
Tule over there, too? Isn't that where Tule's at? No, maybe he's not in Monte Vista. I thought he was over there.
Tule.
called John's guy.
Oh no, I've seen him in wrestling class, but I don't think so. Maybe I haven't been there a little bit of time.
I know he bounces somewhere down there.
Shoot, he's a big dude too.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All them big boys are down there. On Central, stay away.
Yep.
If you're gonna cause problems, because they're all training at Jackson Wink too. So
Avoid that place if you have getting in trouble anymore.
Really?
They'll set you straight right away. But we had some other fighters on the card. Ambrose V. Hill, man, that guy is always
this guy's fighting
Always
every other
fighting.
week.
always fighting.
I know.
Well, there he is.
What's up, Dwight?
There's Dwight right
Hey,
there.
Show us
see
your
you.
belt. Come on, Dwight. Show us your belt. Where's the belt?
What's up,
Have a
champ?
seat, buddy.
There we go. Talking about him right now.
Yeah. You see, he's next door. He's like,
I had
Yeah.
it, man.
welcome.
What's up, bro?
Yeah, but even today, I was lucky enough. Dwight went out to the Pueblo of Laguna with me, where I'm working on
With the adaptive MMA.
getting the adaptive MMA going
God
out
bless
there.
you for that, man. That is
Oh,
so
man.
badass that you're doing that.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Heather and Coach Wink, they just do so much. The Smart
really
Girl
do.
Defense, the adaptive MMA. They've got the kids program over at their gym over at Winks,
Yeah.
and then everything that they handle here.
Yeah, they do it there. They do it here. They're expanding out to the Pueblo.
Yeah.
And obviously you're taking a big lead on that.
And it's their wedding anniversary.
It is.
Happy
It
10
is.
years.
Yeah.
Happy 10 years, guys.
Happy anniversary. and
10
best
years.
wishes for continued growth and love, and keep it going, guys.
Yes, sir.
Keep it going.
So Dwight heard us talking about him, and
Yeah.
you did well, buddy.
Yeah, it was good. It was a fun fight, man. I had Joey and Seth in my corner. What else can I ask for, right?
Exactly. You
That
did
was
good,
great.
man.
Yeah.
We were so happy to hear that. Not like we were worried about it. or anything.
You got to be a little worried. Fights going in there, you don't really know what happens. You could prepare for as much as you want, but it all depends when we get in there, We have our guidance of our coaches, and that's the one that helped me. Him and Joey I got in positions where I had no idea what I was doing, and they were like, "Yeah, you do this." I'm like, "Oh yeah, you're right. Hello."
Seth's been coaching for a long time now. How many years have you been with Jackson Wing now?
Man,
Even when it was Jackson's, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I walked in when it was still Jackson's back in 2009.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're.
Yep, and I remember,
Oh man.
yeah, for the longest time I felt so. After I figured out who she was, like Michelle Watterson would work the front desk a lot, and I had
Really?
no idea who she was.
I never knew that.
And then like she was always so nice and so helpful, and after I figured, I was like, that's Michelle Watterson.
Back when she was a struggling fighter, she told us a story on the show one time, where she was living in the dorms, and she was poor like every other fighter coming up, and she was living in the dorms, and Diego Sanchez came in one day and basically came in and said, "You know who I am?" She's like, "No."
First time, I have so many like firsts, like meeting different people. The first time I met Diego, I was getting ready for my first mitt session ever with John Dotson,
Yeah.
Nice.
and so I was wrapping up, sitting there, and Diego comes in and sits next to me and just looks at me, and I'm like, what do I do? Do I say hi, or do I like just try and shrink into a corner, like?
Yeah.
And he's like, I love you guys. And it's just like, oh, okay, we love you too, Diego. Like,
Make you feel welcome. That's
Yeah.
all.
like
Were you
I was just so many. I mean, like, and Diego is just so helpful to everybody.
just because he knew
Everybody.
you were native, or what do you? I love
Just
you guys. What's that?
everybody in the gym.
I just love all
yeah,
you guys.
yeah,
Oh,
I just love you
That's-
guys.
He
And
still
we're
does
like-
that.
yeah,
Anyone
yeah.
walks in, that's how he met
Welcomes
the
everybody.
Shermanator.
Man, if he's one of those people, if there's so many issues in the world, but if everybody just had half of the self-belief that Diego Sanchez has
Yeah.
and the mental toughness,
Seriously.
oh man, you
That's
can move
inspiring.
mountains. You can move mountains.
You guys watching his Twitter, Instagram? He's out down there with
Yeah.
Japan in Hawaii right now, having a blast, and swimming in volcanoes.
I saw that. I'm like, man, this
Jealous.
guy, he does it
Yeah.
right. He does it
Yeah,
right.
he ain't messing around, man.
Yeah. Man, we have huge fight news coming up.
Yes.
Holly getting in there.
Yeah, they just got announced.
get that
Yeah,
get that belt back.
Holly and John fighting for belts.
Yeah.
Well, John
John's
defending
gonna
a belt.
defend it again.
Yeah.
Man, the first time I ever met Holly, I was getting ready for my first smoker, so I went to Kelly Tekken's gym over on Wyoming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
strength and conditioning.
And at that time, Holly was there too, and I got they tried to group everybody together, and I got grouped in with. She was my partner. It was me, her, And who else was there? Jody, and there was someone else there. I can't remember who. Jody Escobar. But I got partnered with Holly, and we had to do some push-up things on the agility ladder on the ground. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna keep up with Holly. I can do it. And I was doing okay. And she straight like looks at me and smiles. It just starts going a million miles an hour.
Some guy beat me.
And I ended up in the restroom throwing my guts up.
Wow.
I was just. She is amazing.
Because you didn't want to be a pussy and just stop in front of her, so you just push it.
I couldn't help it. I did as much as I could, and I was like, I gotta go. Like, yeah.
She's still to this day like that. That's hilarious.
Finely tuned. She's finely tuned.
And you know what? She tells stories. She tells stories about Coach Wink, where he would go running the hill of death or tears or whatever they call it, and Wink would run circles around them, laughing at him. You know,
Wink's still a beast.
And so that kind of shows his physical capabilities when you know how Holly is. He's running circles around them, you know. It's an amazing team. It
really is.
Amazing athletes that you guys are part of this team. Means you've proved yourself in and out of the cage, and it's awesome to see this.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get back in the cage here pretty soon, though.
Yeah, it's
pretty
your turn, man. Come on.
I asked for a fight. One of our fighters that I've been working with, he took a tough loss on the last card he fought in, and I asked to fight the opponent to beat him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And the promoter gave me the green light, but got to hold off on announcing that yet.
Yeah.
But it's gonna happen. I'm gonna be in there soon.
So one of the losses is gonna get redeemed.
He's gonna
here
get
pretty
avenged.
soon.
That's most definitely.
What weight do you usually fight at?
I've fought at 55 and 45.
Oh, okay.
Now that I'm getting up there, long in the tooth, I guess 55 is more in my future. But I do want to fight at 45 again, just to prove, I can do it. I have that self-discipline. So, but whatever the coaches tell me, whatever Joey, Nick, everybody, gotta listen to them. We're so lucky we have such a wealth of coaches here. It's amazing. And when people talk about me coaching, I never really understood plagiarism in college fully. It never really hit home.
Yeah, copying.
Until I started coaching.
Copying someone else's work.
And people would be like, oh, this and I'd be like, no, that's Joey. No, that's Nick.
Yeah.
Oh, this is Coach Chad. No, that's Wink.
You remember, you take it
this
with
is
you.
Greg. Like, everything, where you get it from.
You stole that, yeah.
And I'm so lucky to have all these amazing people.
The best.
That their knowledge, I get to benefit for it, and then share it. I mean, that's a beautiful thing.
I wouldn't want to fight him. I'd be like, nah, I'm all right.
He knows too much.
Yeah, all them codes and crazy things.
What, a pony wear? What? No, all right. The opposite of hearing that, I'm like, no, man, they got code words. They're trying to kill me.
Yeah. When did you make the transition to coach?
I've been going with people for about 4 years now, and it was just kind of like, that's the way the gym is. I mean, somebody needs help. All right, who's available? Let's go do it. And I started having success with it. And coaching is kind of just a natural fit for me. It just...
Not everyone can do it, though. That's a natural fit for you, but I've noticed that not everybody can be a coach. I mean, I can't see... There's people here that I just don't see them as a coach. And it takes special people to do that.
It's challenging. It's challenging, especially like this weekend. Take, for instance, we have an amazing fight to start the night off. So, we're rolling, but you can't. You have to take each fight on its own merits, and you can't. You can't be so pumped up from the fight before.
Yeah, that momentum was going, and then
and you can't. And if things don't go our way, you can't get down going into the next fight. You can't carry that energy over and project that onto your fighter. You kind of, just have to stay on that even kill. Just, composed, focused. Joey always says, calm like a bomb. Like,
positive.
Yeah, but just giving them that energy, like reinforcing what they already know. And I'm lucky. I mean, I love studying, but when you have great fighters around you, it's easy. It's easy to be looked upon as a great coach. But I'm just a student of the game, and I'm lucky to be able to work with all the greatness around us.
So people may or may not know this about you, but your brother is also a fighter, a boxer.
Yes.
And and he's also a police officer.
Yes.
Not also, but is a police officer. And I think that's kind of cool. I didn't know that was your brother until the brawl in the Bosque card, and then I saw you guys. I said, check this out. What's going on here? And I saw that your brother was a police officer. You're cornering him, obviously.
Yeah, he's the amazing dude. Ever since we were little kids, he was always like the cool-headed, honor roll, star athlete, like do everything by the book. And I was kind of the wild one. So I know my mom always appreciated it. And even being the big brother, I always kind of was like, man, this guy's got a good head on his shoulders.
That's
like,
cool.
And it was cool getting ready for that because he hadn't fought. Wow, he hadn't fought in a couple of years. He actually used to train when I first started. He was one of the ones. He had been training for about a year.
Wow.
And he was like,
fight a lot growing up.
All the time.
You're the older brother, right?
The older brother,
okay,
yes.
Yeah.
And so he was like, come in and train. And I remember I was like every other guy. Like, I can do that. I saw it on TV. I could do that. Man, I remember the first day I walked in and I had my initial intro with Isaac Valley Flag.
Oh, wow.
And he was telling me to shrimp. And I'm like, what?
Shrimping.
Poor guy. Like he was so patient with me, and I knew nothing. I had never done anything on the ground. That night I came back. I went to class, adult kickboxing. It was horrible. I couldn't land a punch on anybody, a kick. I just got beat up the whole time. And that was the great thing about it, though, because I got that huge slice of humble pie. Went home and let it stew, and came back the next day like, let's go.
Even more motivated.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
So has your brother considered going into MMA since you're so much into it, or is he's content with boxing?
The card I made my debut on, he was supposed to make. It was supposed to be a tournament format.
Okay.
And we were in the same weight class.
Oh, really?
And so we had kind of.
Oh yeah.
We were like, what are we gonna do if we
Would've
meet
been a
up?
little awkward, yeah.
Yeah. And his opponent ended up dropping, and so he ended up not fighting, and I won that debut, and they never had the continuation to the tournament format, so it never happened. But ever since then, he's just kickboxing and boxed.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a kind of a smaller version of me, but I remember his first fight. He showed up and his opponent didn't show up. He made weight 155, and there was a guy at 185. We were down in Las Cruces, and there was a dude at 185 that weighed in, and his opponent didn't show up.
Really?
And so they're like, yo, Jared, you want this fight? And he's like, yeah, I'll take it.
Hell yeah.
And he beat the dude. Like, just oh, man.
Wow.
Crazy thing, though. He never checked to kick the whole fight.
Really?
Never. Not won the whole fight. And he ended up winning. But, man, the next day, it was like, come on, brother.
Check those kicks.
But, yeah, and then him becoming a police officer is really cool. My family's actually, my mom was a state police dispatcher.
No, I didn't know that.
She retired from the state police. She dispatched in District 10 down in Socorro. So my family's always been a part of law enforcement. On my dad's side, my dad was a Vietnam veteran. His dad, my grandpa, was a veteran as well. So yeah, we've always been doing that stuff.
Always been
Awesome.
serving.
Yeah, and I actually have a criminal justice degree. So
Really?
There you go.
That's
It's in the
awesome.
blood, man.
yeah,
Do you think you want to pursue anything with that? I mean, you're already doing a lot helping.
I've thought about it. I'm not sure what I'd like to do. I'm not sure if I would be. I'm to be completely honest. I don't know if I could handle being an officer. That's stressful. You'd have to have so much self-control. I mean, you show up to, you're gonna see a lot of horrible things.
Yeah.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, if I showed up to a domestic violence situation, I don't know if I would make the right decision.
How long were you a cop, Mark?
Yeah, a little over 20 years.
20
so,
years.
Yeah, it's
Here
you
in
see a lot of
Albuquerque?
crazy stuff. Yeah.
Albuquerque.
Yeah. So that's
And then your brother is actually on the Pueblo too.
yes.
So that's got to be rough because
Right.
obviously he knows everybody.
Yes.
So
Yes.
there's decisions that got to be made that aren't necessarily
Right.
decisions that the Pueblo or they may want to make, or he's in a tough position. It's got to.
Yes.
The family might say, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? Hey, I got my job to do. It's got to be tough. Yeah.
But that is something I do want to use that degree to benefit everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually something that's continued to hit me just with friends and being Native is violence against women.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'd like to be able to use it somehow to take a stand against that and hopefully make a difference and help women everywhere, not just Native women, all women.
Yeah.
Violence against women and kids, and I mean that kind of you're already working at the Laguna with kids, right?
Yes.
At the rec center.
Yes.
That's your
Yes.
full-time job, I guess.
Yes, and well, besides coaching basketball.
Yeah.
Yes.
Basketball coach, fighting. And
You just
that's
do it all,
awesome.
man.
So you're already
all
making
over
a
the
difference.
place.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But and that's it's really cool to see the change, especially in like little boys and girls. I know as a little boy, it's that thing like, girl, no, like, because part of you is I can't hit a girl, and then part of you is like, I'm a boy, I'm stronger,
Macho guy.
and then you see the little girls like just, man, they're grappling. It's girls have that. I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah.
Guys will,
They're fierce.
like even in MMA, you can have those boring men's fights.
Yeah.
Women,
They
they
scrap.
bring it. They bring it
They do.
every
Even
time.
sparring down there,
Yeah,
I
look-
see him sometimes. I'm
Yeah, look at Kayla.
Okay.
Yeah. Sparring with Kayla, like
Look
she
at
throws
Kayla,
bombs. all
Kayla,
the time.
Bree. I mean, Natalia, all of them. Like Holly, it doesn't matter. I mean, they're
That's it.
beasts.
That's it.
Michelle.
Oh man,
Watching them, Jody. I mean, you watch Jody with anybody. It's crazy.
yeah.
And they're all fighting now coming up. It's all the girls are fighting.
That's one thing like I love about our gym. We definitely have some girl power.
They're not here to just look pretty. They're fighting.
Yeah,
I mean, literally
yeah.
every single
Throwing
one of them
down.
have fought. Kayla and Bree this weekend.
Man, Bree is something else. She's a talented girl.
Yeah.
Like once she hits her stride, it's gonna be exciting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Comes from a big MMA family.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We were lucky
Oh,
enough to
yeah.
meet her dad. Yeah.
Good people.
Yeah.
He's been here quite a few times too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's good people.
Yep. The last time she fought up in Colorado, I got to meet her mom and dad.
Nice.
Very, very good
Oh, that's
people.
cool.
Very good people. Yeah,
But yeah, the women here, they bring it every single day.
most definitely.
They're
I
not
learned
here.
that
They're
the
not
hard
here
way.
to just take selfies and goof
Uh-huh.
off. Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll go up against you guys, no problem.
Nope.
Wink grabs them off the floor randomly and says, "Get in there with so and so." And they don't even think about it, man.
Yep.
They ain't scared.
No.
That's no round off. That's no round off. You're gonna have to.
Yeah,
you're gonna
when
have
Wink's,
to throw
when
down.
Wink's calling you out, you're screwed.
That's good stuff though. But
So-
yeah. Go ahead.
No, being so let's talk about the native background a little bit. You live on Isleta. Were you born on Isleta, or were you?
Yes,
What's your background?
When I was born, my mom and dad lived there in Isleta. My dad was full Isleta Pueblo, and my mom was full Apache.
Apache.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm
That's
half
where,
and half.
That's where my native blood comes from, Apache. So that's curious.
There you
Interesting.
go. There you go.
That native blood in here. So.
I should have wore. I actually have a hat in Apache. It says "I don't know," and everybody is like, "What's that say?" And it's kind of that
I don't know.
Apache. Yeah,
I love
Apache
that.
humor.
I gotta you gotta market that cat.
Yeah, but
And then he's got his cool shirt on.
Yeah.
GMO organic.
That's
yeah.
Custard.
So important to eat healthy. It's just not even
That's
not
real.
eat healthy, but I
Yeah,
guess
just
that's
be
more of an
healthy.
authenticity kind
Just
of
be
shirt.
healthy. That's another thing too that I love about here. Like everybody, you can't be here and not be healthy, mind, body, and spirit. You
Mhm.
just can't. And like MMA is one of the things. Coach Nick Gonzalez and I were talking about that this weekend. How this sport forces you to face any issues you have,
Very true.
and it will not allow you to go forward until you have faced those issues and resolve them in the right way. You have to grow. And that's another thing from Coach Greg and Coach Wink, you know, forcing you to be uncomfortable, make you feel comfortable in those uncomfortable situations. It just forces you to grow as a person. And that's what I've been thankful more than anything from this game.
And the cool thing about it is you've been part of it for 10 years now.
Yeah.
And that's a long freaking time in this sport. If you think about it, you know, it was just MMA just started in the late mid 90s, and 10 years, 10 years, and what you've been through and seen. I mean, that was before John Jones was even here. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah. I remember. Go ahead.
No, you've cornered me in all my fights since I've been here too.
I have.
Yeah.
How many fights has that been?
It says a lot about you.
I don't even know how many fights I've had here. 6 or 7 so far.
What made you draw to Seth?
Oh, we connected from the get-go. I mean, like, we met we were talking about this in Flagstaff. It was our year that we met. He was like the first time like I ever got to corner, or he like cornered me. It was that fight I had over there last year.
Yeah, at the last championship.
And I was like, all right, cool. And then over that, we just connected. I'm like, hey, let's do this. Let's work on this. And I mean, we both learned from each other. I'm like, all right, cool. And he's been there from my jiu-jitsu competitions to my boxing smokers to my MMA fights in the middle of nowhere in the middle of a field, pitch black dark, where it was nice.
Hey,
yeah,
that's awesome.
It's been fun.
Positive energy finds each other.
Barely enough food for everybody. I remember last time everyone's like, there was not even enough money for everybody to eat, and it was like that. It's like, what the heck, man?
That was
the last
crazy
tournament.
when
Ed was pulling money out of his own pocket.
Yeah, Ed, oh man.
Yeah,
he's like that. He's that
cool
like
that.
He does everything.
He's like a secret agent around
He
here.
really is.
You see him like all the time. I'm like, I always tell him, I'm like, do you ever go home?
He's
like,
so focused.
He's always doing something for us.
He's a great
always.
guy. Oh yeah,
Takes to treadmills to everything.
Yeah, he's Mr.
Yeah,
Fix.
all of it. Yeah.
Last year, man, it was crazy. Soldier was out there getting ready for a pro fight.
Good old Soldier, man.
Man, like in because of the language barrier,
Yeah.
like he was having a hard time, and we were like, you know, why hasn't he eaten? We didn't snap.
He didn't have
You know,
money.
he didn't.
Oh, shit.
And so we went and paid for him to eat. Man, he was just so thankful.
I remember
so
we went to
thankful.
that buffet thing, and he
went ham.
He went. Yeah, he was.
A buffet.
He was getting rice and putting it in the bags and putting it down his pants.
That's awesome.
And then he goes out there, and the dude he fights, there's UFC scouts. He's supposed to be the next big thing.
Yeah, the guy he was fighting. Yeah.
And
he knocked him
Soldier
out in
just
2 seconds.
runs through him.
Really?
It was
Yeah.
like one of those Mortal Kombat, like
Yeah, they
30 hit combos.
they touched gloves and went to their corner, and he came out just
He was
freaking.
truly hungry, not just, you know.
he like
hungry,
knocked the guy out like 3
Oh, yeah,
times.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it
He
was.
woke
It
him
was.
back up. Wake
Yeah.
up. Go now. Go.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then he gets screwed with they called it illegal.
Yeah, the
illegal
ref made a bad
strike,
call,
knee
but-
strike.
What was it for?
He thought he was. It happened so fast.
Uh-huh.
Like he was in a squat position going down,
Mm-hmm.
and it, from the ref's perspective, he thought he was a grounded opponent
Mm-hmm.
because he just blasted him
Oh,
with a
yeah.
final knee that just put him down.
Oh, it was one
Hey,
of
but
those
he was
things.
up, and luckily, shout out to the promoter from Rough, Joel. Like he made it right. He still gave him
He
his
still
win
gave-
bonus
yeah,
and
he paid
everything.
him.
Awesome.
You know, he's a real good dude. He always takes care of us when we go out there. But yeah, like we've had some crazy fights. Even with Dwight, like he was saying, one of his fights that I cornered him at, we were warming up in a barn, like
In the backfield.
the
and-
cage
middle
was
of
out in the
nowhere,
middle
that's
of
what
a
you're
field.
Yeah.
There was one light.
Heck yeah.
It was
like-
horrible.
Where was that?
That was
Edgewood.
out there
Edgewood?
in Edgewood.
Yeah, I
out
remember
there.
that. Yeah, I heard about
I
that.
was
Yeah.
warming up and rocks all over my feet. I was like, man, what is
There wasn't even
going
an
on?
ambulance, so they had to delay the thing for like 2 hours or something.
Someone got bit by a dog.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, down the street, like
yeah,
miles away.
yeah, they're like,
so
"Yeah,
they
we need
so they had to
ambulance."
take off, and then the whole thing got delayed. Yeah, it was crazy. I
In
remember.
parts of the fight, it got so dark, they'd be in corners and we couldn't really see, like what was going on. We'd be like,
That's what's up, though. It's an experience. I
It
bet.
was an experience, but man, I'm glad I lived through it and I
Now
was able to
there's-
pull that. Tell you, that guy suplexed me too, and I remember being in midair like, did this guy just suplex me? I had no idea what he was
Yeah.
doing. I couldn't even see him.
That's what's up.
We're gonna go to some questions here since we got some piling up. Dion Reynolds just appreciates everything. Let's see. Thanks for doing what you
Now
do.
you're the champ.
Right.
Robert Villa, what's up?
Evie is always checking in, man. Good guy. Always promoting you guys.
Yeah.
Well, do me a
Ciao,
favor.
thank you.
Thank you for doing the program, the adaptive MMA. Yeah, obviously.
Oh, it's amazing. I'm
Oh, he's
honored to be
pro
a part of it.
adaptive MMA fighter. That's awesome.
Uh,
How many people do you guys have in Laguna?
Oh wow, we have over 20 kids,
20 kids, and how
and
many?
it's growing. Every day they're coming up.
Really?
My friends want to join, and I'm like,
They're timid about it.
let's bring them.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it was actually cool. Laguna did. They just had their spring break this past week, and so they did a huge program to where they would have like 4 or 5 sessions every hour,
Really?
and they would just rotate kids. There was one session I had 45 kids.
No way. Just
Yeah.
for the adaptive MMA?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
How many pueblos have you gone to?
Just so far, Laguna.
And there's
Laguna.
20. Wow.
Yeah,
that's
so
that's
it
twice
was-
as big as what we got here.
It's really
Yeah.
making a difference.
And I guess one of like Mark and I were talking about before, one of a gentleman from Acoma Pueblo had snuck into one of our.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he had been invited, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
And I watched our practice and said that he wants to take that to
That's
Acoma
awesome.
Pueblo. So I was like, yeah, let's do
Put
it.
them in touch with the right people and make it happen.
Yeah,
There's
the
so many
more
people out there
kids
that
we
could
can
benefit
reach,
from it.
most
So
definitely.
Steve says, what's the most surprising, interesting thing you noticed to going from fighter to coach?
The most interesting thing, honestly, for myself, the perspective. That's one reason I'm anxious to get back in the cage.
Because now you've been coaching for so
Oh,
long.
man.
Now it's like, okay, I've been saying do it. Now I gotta do it.
There's that. You have that. I need to show that everything I say
Yeah.
is functional.
Yeah,
Put
exactly.
it into practice. But just seeing it from the different perspective, and seeing how, like, when you're in there, there's so many times, so many things are open, so many, like, you're in position to do so many great things, but you often don't realize it. Like, a lot of times we limit ourselves by getting tunnel vision.
Yeah.
And just I really want to test that out. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, being the corner is one thing because you see all this stuff, but unless you're actually in there, you're relying on those corners to help you see the things that you're not seeing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, should you be seeing it already? It's a tough battle, I guess, going on in your
Now
head.
you're just a
you know?
little
And
more
that's-
clear, aware of the tunnel vision, I guess.
Yes, and that's
How to control it.
we're lucky here too. We have Dr. William Shondon that works with a
yeah.
I
lot
talked
of
to him a
fighters.
couple times.
Yeah, and
Amazing
he's helped me a
person.
lot with that.
Our
Just
in-house sports psychologist. Yeah,
Yes.
that guy's
Yes.
That's one of my biggest fears,
Amazing.
just
Yeah.
talking
Amazing.
myself out of it.
yeah.
It's hard.
And like my last fight, after working with him, that was the first fight I even remembered the walk to the cage.
Really?
You could
were
pick
there.
people out,
You're
Yeah.
present.
Wow.
and you're in the moment instead
Yeah.
of
Is it kind of going slow motion?
yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
That
Like,
you
and
guys would
that's-
know, yeah. It's,
That's kind of when because when you've played a sport or anything, like say you play basketball and they say you're in the zone,
Mm-hmm.
and it slows the game down. You see things more
just
readily.
that walkout alone is a freaking crazy ordeal, man. For John's last fight, for example, we went in early to just go practice, and we went from the locker room to the tunnel, and the place was completely empty, but the music was playing loud because they were doing sound checks, and it's so surreal.
Yeah.
Just doing that walk, and John's right there in front of you, and all the coaches, and like, wow, man, this is how those guys feel going down that tunnel. You know, and that was with an empty stadium. I can only imagine with people on sides yelling, and
You have to
You know.
embrace that
Yeah,
because
it's
a
gotta
lot
be
of people
crazy.
get scared of it, and then that's what kind of throws them off. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, the walkout, and then they're all like worried about that part to that they're fighting, and they're like, I didn't even know I was fighting because of the walkout. So it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's one of the things you guys got to embrace.
Drawing from their energy instead of
Just
thinking
the-
they're
yeah.
negative.
And then just the energy from the crowd is insane.
That's-
Like even for when John KO'd DC,
yeah.
like the
Yeah,
energy in
yeah.
that place was just
that was
my
crazy,
God.
and everyone knew, right? They knew it. They felt it. They felt that kick, and they felt DC. He was out of it, and everyone just knew. and the
Man.
energy just got so loud.
I'm surprised this UFC hasn't came back here. When we had that UFC event over
Believe me,
at
they
Tingley,
would if we had a freaking arena big enough. We would. That's Albuquerque.
it's
man.
another challenge.
We got Tingley.
When we packed Tingley, that was
that's
Who
not
was
big
on that
enough.
card? John Dodson, right?
John Dotson,
Yeah.
Diego.
Oh yeah, see, that's great.
I think Joey was even on that one.
Fighting Albuquerque.
Man.
Yeah, that was.
I fought outside before. We
Yeah.
can make it happen.
But that's when UFC. That was when
Yeah.
UFC was only packing the house with 10,000 people. You know, so there's no
Yeah.
problem now.
ESPN
I think they
now.
need a minimum venue of like 25, 30,000 people at a stadium. So
Yeah.
we're screwed. So until we build something that big, we're just
Yeah, we're gonna have to get there.
We're
it
out
would
of
have been
luck.
imagine a UFC card at the pit.
That'd be wild.
yeah. Well, I mean, even the pit's only I think 10,000 people.
I
But
think
still,
it's
we'd
what is
pack
it,
out. That'd be
18?
amazing.
It's 18 something.
Is it that much? I
Because
thought
it was 19, but
they
after
lost
the
some when they
remodel-
did the remodel.
Yeah.
So even that's not enough. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just plus. I don't think UNM wants a cage on top of their nice courts and the whole layout. I don't know.
a
They've
major
talked
sport
about
here.
doing it there, but something doesn't work, and I don't think UNM will allow their
Yeah.
building to be
Yeah.
used for that kind of stuff. See,
Well,
we got
the
another. This says
world.
what's a common mistake you see working with all levels of fighters? Is there something that most people do that you're always working on, like a common mistake?
Honestly, it's commitment to whatever move you're executing, whatever you're doing. Sometimes you're not always going to make the right decision because you have to make your decisions
But at
fast.
least commit to it.
And just whatever you're going to do, commit to it. And I learned that from Nick Gonzalez. And that was a huge thing.
Talk about
And
another great coach.
yes, amazing. He's been with me since day one.
Yeah.
And that was one of the huge lessons he taught me. You know, if you're in there trying to analyze it and wait, if you wait, you're late. So, you know, make your decision and commit to it. A lot of times you'll see people, they don't want to commit to a jab. And non-committal, like it puts you in that gray area.
Yeah,
Like-
stops the flow.
Yeah, what's that saying? He who hesitates in war is lost. Like,
Yeah.
so I mean,
true.
Yeah.
that's a huge thing.
Navajo Nation checking in. All right, thanks, brother.
Yes, sir.
So is it
My Dene people.
so easy to overthink.
Especially
It
in
is,
fighting.
it is.
Yeah.
And
Like-
and it's funny too because people like in sports in general, they always say, it's a mental game. It's 90%
Yeah.
mental. But what do we really do for our mental game? That's why we're so fortunate to have Doc Shondon.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, he is such a benefit to this team, and he's here every day, just sitting down there waiting for people to go
So
talk to him.
stylish,
I mean, he
too.
wants.
Yeah,
he's
Yeah.
I'm so jealous of his
I used to
clothes.
meet
best
him at
dressed guy
Satellite.
around.
God, it makes me jealous. I'm like,
It's that
man.
PhD, he can afford it, man.
Right.
right?
Someday we will.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's a great guy. We have so many great guys here. Like I was talking about Nick. He's been here since, I remember when I first signed for my first fight, Jenna Vasquez was working the front desk that day. She took me, she's like, yeah, we'll get you a corner. We'll hook you up. She took me and introduced me to Nick Gonzalez. And he was like, what do you do? It was a Thursday because we have open mat.
Uh-huh.
Well, now we have classes, but at that time we had a wrestling class in the morning. And then, like, kind of open mat. And
At
he was like,
Jackson's?
yes.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, what are you doing Saturday morning at 10? And I was like, what do you want me to do? And he's like, be here. And so I
Okay.
come in thinking, he's going to teach me some special move. It's going to be a finishing move. He puts me on the Jacob ladder and the treadmill at 10 incline. And I'm like dying.
Conditioning.
And the whole time he just keeps walking. But you want to be a fighter?
It's all about
As I'm
cardio.
like struggling, dying. You really want to be a fighter? You sure you want to be a fighter? And I'm like, I don't know if I want to be. I thought I was going to learn a ninja move. What's this?
What's this Jacob's ladder shit?
And then so I
think
finally
it's
get
killer.
off of all that, and he's like, I'm thinking, okay, time to go home, you know? And then he's like, all right, come on. My first circle, Conrad Padilla was still an
Oh,
amateur at the
Conrad.
time. And he throws me in there with Conrad.
Wow.
And Conrad, of course, takes me down within the first 20 seconds and I went home with knots all over my forehead. And I was
You
like,
wanna be a
wow.
fighter.
Are you sure you want to be
Wow.
a fighter? Are you sure?
Yeah, and
That's what's
so
up.
I came back the next day and got back to it. But it's one of those things. It's funny how endearing it is. Like people, we come and we train really hard. We push each other. Like Coach Chad is always saying, iron sharpens iron. You know, we really push each other, but it's so endearing. You know, you go through those struggles, you go through those really tough times where you question yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I putting my body through this?
It's the love, passion, respect we have for the sport.
Yeah, exactly. And then you become family. That's it.
That's a good brother to have right there.
I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
my big brother over there.
Yeah. Walking with my 6'6" brother, we good.
Yeah, not everyone's 6'6". He's definitely got that going for him.
I got that and the hair going on.
John's so short at 6'3". You know, John Jones 6'4".
I always chip on that. All of the tail of the tape is always, and like he just.
Yeah.
I'm
Isn't
like,
that crazy?
yeah. Come on, I think you guys are, like a lot of the other guys are like, maybe if I put an extra couple inches, it'll make me feel bigger against him. Like.
Yeah, I don't know how accurate those tails of the tape things are, because Anthony Smith, I think it said he was 6'1".
It's like the driver's license at the DMV. You can just write down whatever you want.
Hey, man, I had to rely on mine in California when I fought, because like a lot of people didn't want to fight someone who was 6'6". I was like, I'm 6'3.5".
That's funny.
Trying to get
you look taller in person.
Yeah, right. I was like, 6'4.5". Just lie about that.
That was a big.
It makes sense.
Right
That sucks when you got to lie about how tall you are.
No,
man.
I was all happy about it when I first did it. I applied 6'6". Yeah, and then denied all these fights, and I was like, oh.
And we talk about this every other show. I mean, you guys, this is a perfect question for you. I mean, is it harder for you guys, do you think, to get fights as soon as they hear that you guys fight out of Jackson Wing?
Oh yeah. I'm starting to understand that a whole lot more. Yeah, it makes a whole lot more sense why.
Like look at Chris Brown. Just all of a sudden, I mean,
it makes no sense, man. It's like we're only because it just makes no sense.
It
to
happens
me.
to you guys
like,
all the
You're
damn
gonna fight
time.
the best eventually.
Yeah.
Might as well do it.
Why wouldn't you want to fight the best though? Like, right? Like, I don't want someone that's like, oh yeah, I train 3 times a week and do no like cardio.
Yeah.
It's a popular sport, and I mean, it's to us, I love it.
Yeah.
But other people, it's like I could fight. I got in a couple bar fights.
Yeah.
Right? They think that's all it is. A couple
Street
bar
fights,
fights.
yeah.
I'm like, all right, cool.
That's one thing that we're lucky we have such great coaches, because being here, a lot of times everybody works hard, but sometimes you can be a victim of your own success.
Yeah.
And I think through the years we've felt some of those growing pains. But that's the amazing thing about this gym, is we're like that phoenix. Every time we hit some adversity, it just makes everybody hungry. And the amazing coaches we have, they really push us, to rise to that occasion. And it's a cool thing being a part of that, because we have that standard. Like,
well, it's a sacred thing too to be part of this team, because I'll tell you what, guys have screwed up in the past, and it got out that they were Jackson Wing, talking shit, saying, "Oh, we're Jackson fighters," and do stupid things out there. And it gets back to management, believe me. And if we hear about that shit, Joey is one of the first ones that calls a meeting and says, "Hey, you fucking guys, knock this shit off. You guys want to pretend you're Jackson Wing? You want to say you're Jackson Wing? You get in here, kick everyone's ass, and then you can go say whatever the hell you want. But if you're nobody, you don't be saying that shit. You are just you, and just don't be trying to get no favors. Don't be trying to.
Don't be name dropping. Don't be trying to pretend you have those stripes to show them off and get some favoritism.
He's very protective.
It doesn't work that way.
He's very protective of the brand.
This place is a safe haven.
Jackson and Wink have put in a lot of work to build this place, and they're not going to let any clowns come in here and say stupid stuff and destroy it all in a couple dumb moves,
Yeah,
they've done a lot to help the gym and the community too, because Albuquerque,
yeah,
we all know
definitely.
There's a cycle of ignorance here.
Yeah,
it's
and
crazy.
behind the scenes, you do a lot of stuff behind the scenes, trying to get sponsorships and stuff, and spreading the word of the adaptive MMA and all that stuff, and such positive things going on, and you don't want to be attached to something where you got a bunch of clowns running around making it bad for, and making it look bad. So it's
like that. And even Joey, I'm so lucky. I've worked with Joey at least once a week, every week for the past 4 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like,
it's awesome. Consistency, like you said.
Man, he completely changed my perspective on so many things when it comes to the fight game and even life. Joey's, I mean, he's a legend. He's
An
a
OG.
legend.
It's funny you call him the general because that's how people see him.
Yeah, Nick Gonzalez came up with that.
Ah,
We were at my last kickboxing match. The guy, we were supposed to be the main event. The guy had a domestic violence case, and I guess people saw like us on the billboards and stuff, and they called into the sponsors and they were like, you know, take this fight off.
Yeah.
And I told the promoter, please leave it on there. I'm gonna punish this guy.
yeah.
Like, take us out of the main event. Whatever you got to do, leave this fight on there. And Joey was cornering me, and I was the only one Joey was initially gonna corner. And as soon as Joey walked in the locker room, he just took charge of everybody and got everybody going. And Nick was sitting there, wrapping hands like, that's the general. Watch him work.
yeah.
And we're talking about Joey Villasenor in case nobody knows who we're talking about.
Smoking Joe. I think that should be a requirement for any amateur that wants to come here.
Spar him one time.
One time.
Well, it is a requirement. You do have to go to his classes. I mean, so it's
Look him up. Look
Yeah.
up his old
Oh, yeah,
fights.
I've seen some fights. He throws
Oh,
down.
man.
Yeah.
And he's
Man.
technical.
I wish we had tapes to say, oh, you want to be a fighter? Here's
Yes.
here's one of our coaches. This is going to be your coach.
Like-
Get to know his style.
Real deal for sure.
This is what he's been through. Before UFC existed, he was killing people in the cage. So yeah, that's
So
what you're
calm
dealing
at
with.
it, too.
Oh,
He
yeah.
did it so peaceful.
yeah.
He just, all right, let's go.
He's so humble. Yeah.
I remember being at practice like all the time, and I still sometimes I'm like, you just get starstruck. Like,
Yeah.
you're surrounded by so many
Of
great
course.
people.
Yeah.
I mean, and through the history, everybody that's really had storied careers has made their way here.
Every
Mhm.
single day you walk in here, you're going to see a UFC current or past or future UFC star in the building.
Yes.
And by future, I mean it. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. There are plenty of future UFC fighters walking around this building right now. You know, every
We are-
class you see them. I mean,
We are deep.
yeah.
We are deep. Like, these stables are deep. We have the horses. That's the truth.
And even
Could be
over
looking.
at the kids
Could be
class.
looking at one right over here. Look at this guy.
How old are
Yeah.
you, Dwight?
I'm 25.
Future UFC.
25. You're young. Dang.
We're gonna have to start making room for Nick's kid over there.
My body.
Yeah,
Nick's
exactly.
Kid,
Yeah.
Nick's kid gets down.
Yeah.
Over at Wings Gym, his kids are kicking everyone's butts over there.
Yeah. That's
Our
the fun
producer
part.
Nick's got kids in the in the kids classes over at Wink's family gym, and they got a lot to prove.
Yeah, that's exciting. My oldest daughter is she's really busy with school and track right now, but she's gonna be here pretty soon. as
She'll
well.
fight. She wants to be a fighter.
Yeah,
How old is
she's
Wow.
16.
16.
Oh,
That's
crap.
cool.
Yeah, she's
Dang, 16, huh?
she's won a couple of grappling tournaments, and she's about ready for her first smoker. So
I didn't even know you had a 16-year-old. That's
yeah,
crazy.
Yeah.
You have any other kids?
I do.
Yeah?
I do.
How many?
I have two 16-year-olds. I
Two
actually have a
16.
senior right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I have a 7th grader. I have a
Nice.
3rd grader. a
Look how
second
young
grader.
this guy looks. He's got all
I
these kids
know.
running around. That's awesome, dude.
But yeah, like that's exciting. That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's one
Seeing
of
them
those
happy.
things. There's been lots of times getting ready for a fight or going through camp where I've gone on runs with them, and they're just killing it, and I'm tired, and it goes like, well, look who's watching you. You can't quit now.
Exactly. These guys are looking up to me.
And that's also been one of the hardest things I've ever done was my first loss coming out of the cage. My oldest son was just sitting there like, what just happened? And having to go over to him and tell him, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's all
Just-
right.
yeah,
You know,
it
we'll
happens.
get back to work.
Yeah.
We'll get back to work and we'll get it back. And as soon as we got to the back, I remember telling Nick, because there was a King of the Cage card coming up, I was like, give me on that card, whatever
Yeah.
you got to do.
So I can
And
bend,
being
bend.
able, as soon as I submitted the guy on that next card,
Yeah.
standing up and pointing at my son and being like, that was for you.
You did
Like,
it.
Yeah.
The character
Yeah.
you showed the last fight, though, that's what he probably, he remembers
Right,
that even in
right.
defeat.
Right.
You know, my dad held his head
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. They're fun though. Kids are fun.
Yeah.
They change your perspective on everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a
Well-
5-year-old girl. I'm freaking out. She's getting to the point where she's talking about everything, and she's just so observant. And but I want to put her in some kind of martial arts. So
Do
the
it.
world they live in now is crazy.
It is
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Jiu-jitsu, for sure.
Yeah.
Girls have to protect themselves. They have to be
Yes,
able
most
to.
definitely. And we have to teach our sons to respect them and protect them as well.
And that's the second part of that.
Yeah.
Because if they're not doing both, if both things aren't happening, it's all for nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's one of the great things about here is everybody's such a good person. You're just surrounded by good people all the time. You can't help but grow.
Yeah,
right?
that's true. We all have passed, but it's what we do now.
We all have different stories that we could relate to in some way, somehow. So that way.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah. Meeting, like, you hear Kayla's story, this guy's story. Man, watching the podcast when he was on talking about when he was first here in Albuquerque.
Oh, yeah, would you say you disarmed someone? Or
somebody, like, pulled out a knife on me. And
Yeah,
Where
he
was
just laughed.
that?
It was no big deal.
No way.
I was like, yo, man, I'm from Oakland.
Welcome
you know
to
what I'm
Albuquerque.
saying?
Yeah. Hey, it was good.
I was like, yo, man.
That's
You
fun.
call that a
that's
knife?
What we're doing. I was like, you right? I was like, that's what we're doing? We're doing that? All right, let's do this. No, yeah, that was crazy, though, man. Albuquerque's definitely
And you're already towering over the guy because there ain't nobody from Albuquerque.
I had a
that's taller
TV
than
in
you.
my hand, too, like, because that's the only thing I had left to, like, take in my, obviously, I'm not going to leave it in my car. People are going to break into it.
Yeah. Oh, easy.
Yeah, right?
Especially
So I was
here.
all like, you know what, let me just do this. And then I don't know where I turned the corner, and there he is. I'm like, oh, God. Listen, man, I had a long drive.
He was trying to mug you?
Yeah,
He
he was
was
trying to
giving
take
you
me
your
for
TV.
everything. And I was
Saw
like,
the
I
brand
know,
new
I know.
TV. He's like, yeah, I want that TV.
yeah, but one of my coaches kind of gave me like one of his stories one time that like how martial arts saved his brother's life, and I'm like, this is that same exact situation. So I popped off my shoe and I just kept slapping the knife out of his hand.
That's
and I kicked him in
awesome.
the head.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
yeah, pretty much.
Supposed to
Use
take
your
your
shoe,
shirt
take
off and you're a towel and do like
I'll
the
use my
movies.
No,
belt. If I
I
had
called
to.
what did I call? I called the front desk and I was like, hey, there's somebody in the front or in
You're
the
gonna
parking
call
lot
an ambulance for
sleeping.
him.
Yeah, they're sleeping. He looks like he's hurt.
Yeah.
So I just left.
I
I
don't-
was like, I don't want no part.
I don't know what happened to this guy, but he's laying. He looks like he's sleeping and he's bleeding or something.
Yeah.
That's wild, though.
Dwight, moonlights as a sleeping aid.
Yeah.
Are you still at Monte Vista? Yeah.
See, now he's getting paid for it at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's crazy stuff over there all the time, too. Like we were talking about, everyone wants to be a tough guy.
Always. But you just gotta smile at those people. It's
Yeah.
the funniest thing. Like everyone always like tries to pick fights with me. I'm like, listen, man,
Bro.
if I was 21, you guys I would have been for sure. But now I'm just like, listen, how bad do you want to get hurt?
How bad?
From
exactly.
1 to 10, because you're making me about an 8 right now.
Yeah, now you're becoming one of the old guys.
Yeah,
This little
right.
18-year-old
I just laugh
person.
at them, and then like if I see a fight, I'm gonna let you guys fight. But once it's done, you guys are both getting kicked out. So you guys better make sure it goes for that. I play it safe. It's 1-on-1. Once I start seeing people jumping, I'm like, all right, listen, we don't do that around here.
That's
Yeah,
one
that'd be
thing. That's
fair.
one thing about Albuquerque. We're still, I mean, if you think about it, we're less than 100 years. I mean,
As a state. Yeah.
so like this was a wild, wild west, and like
Yep.
people still have that
Truly.
mentality a lot.
Yeah,
like,
everybody.
1912.
Yeah.
1912, we became a state, so it's not.
and this area is so rich in culture. I mean, so rich in culture, so many cultures. I mean, everybody was a fighter. I mean, you had to be. The
Yeah.
environment, just the environment alone, surviving here. Like, you know, you hear the coaches talk about that all the time. Going to the Hill of Tears, you know, going up to the Rock House. Like,
Hills.
just this,
Proving yourself.
it forces you to be tough. It forces you to be tough. But I love this place.
There's a difference between talking shit and being tough, though. I mean, you're
Oh, yeah.
like what do you think about that? The backstage shenanigans with Masvidal and
I love that.
the Leon Edwards.
I was
thing.
like, finally. See, and
Masvidal's
that,
a
Fi- finally,
man.
finally, Masvidal,
Yeah.
Masvidal did something about all these
That-
freaking shit
that's the
talkers
thing.
backstage. Yeah.
like, that's part of what we do is mix martial arts, and
Yeah.
we should never forget that respect aspect of martial arts. And I think, you know, with social media and everything, it has so many benefits. We can do so many great things with it, stay in contact with friends.
Yeah.
But it gives voice to a lot of people that wouldn't, in their everyday lives, do not get any type of attention. And a lot of times they put out a lot of negative stuff
Yeah.
without having to face consequences.
They speak in the ugliest ways, and they're just like,
Oh,
no, it's what it
exactly.
is. But if
Exactly.
you were there in person, I'm sorry, sir. Or it's like if I hear everybody, if you comment back, they're like, oh, no, I'm sorry. I was just having a bad day, blah, blah, blah. I hope you're a great fighter. It's like, I don't understand it.
I always laugh at those people.
Yeah.
Always. I'm just
Keyboard
like,
warriors.
Yeah,
Keyboard
right.
warriors.
Whatever they're dealing with, I'm like, I'm happy.
Yeah,
Like,
what's wrong
you're
with
not,
you?
so who's really
Exactly.
winning?
I used to, I had to cut myself off from I used to argue with people. Like when John Dotson was on The Ultimate Fighter, everybody's like, "Oh, he's a rat. He's this, he's that." I'm like, John Dotson is one of the coolest people.
Yeah.
Like, he's so nice, so generous. He's funny. Like, he's not a rat. Like, and I would like get into 4-day long arguments, and I'm finally like, they don't even know. And then I would look at them, and they have like 2 friends, and they've got like
a beer on the
they've got a beer.
Yeah,
like, I'm like,
It's like,
I know
okay.
everything about MMA. I saw the first one on VHS. It's like, she don't know shit, dude. She's freaking.
I'm like,
Those
yeah.
are funny people,
Yeah.
man.
It's a culture.
Yeah, it is. It is. I had to realize,
call out
like,
culture.
Basements.
man,
The first thing they say to me when they see me is like, "Man, you're tall."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about as much as they're going to say about
Yeah,
you.
that's
They're
the
not
first
going to
thing
be
I
calling
always-
you out.
"Oh man, you're tall."
I could kick your ass, dude.
See, and like me, I'm like, "Hey man, meet me at this parking lot.
Sign me
It
the
doesn't have to be
waiver.
anywhere."
You don't even have to sign a waiver, dude. Let's just
Right.
do it. Fuck it.
That's what I tell people at the bar now. I'm like, "Hey,
Yeah.
you really want to fight me? Let's go down the
Let's go
street.
talk to
sign
Misha.
a waiver.
I get off at 1:30. What's
Yeah, I
up?
was
That's
like,
right.
yeah, let's go. Well,
pay the
I'll take you
drop-in
there
fee,
with
beat you up, and we'll teach you some
I'll even
stuff.
pay your
as soon as
fee.
you
Yeah,
leave.
exactly.
exactly.
I'll have Misha take it out of my rent.
I should do that. I should be like, "Hey, anyone that wants to fight me at this bar, you guys have a problem? Let's go down the street. I
Yeah.
need to get ready for my next fight."
I need
Everybody's
a
a tough guy.
I need
here,
a
though.
training dummy.
But that's the biggest thing. I mean,
Bullying crap, yeah.
and here, I mean, you can't have that ego here. You can't. You'll
No.
get checked. You'll get checked.
Yeah.
Like the minute
moment
you
you
start
do.
thinking, yeah,
There's always someone bigger.
always
Well,
someone bigger, always someone faster.
There's always an altitude too. Don't.
Yeah.
That's the one thing they always forget about.
All else fails, take them to the crest.
Yeah.
Is that good?
The
Now,
fired 5 minutes, you're like, "Oh, I can't do this."
now we're even.
Yeah, right.
Now we're both at 10,000 feet. Neither of us can breathe, motherfucker.
Right. And it shows who really wants it the most. That's,
Yeah.
that's where it's at. You show.
Just call me so I can videotape it.
Yeah, from the Bay to here.
Yeah.
Is it that hard, really? I was born and raised here, so I don't like.
Yeah,
Was
you
it
kinda take it for
hard?
granted.
Yeah.
Some parts of it. I mean, I mean, I'm a huge, family kid. Like, I love my mom and all that. That was the hardest thing, was leaving
Yeah.
my mom. But other than that, like, it was easy, man. I was not in a good point in my life, and I just packed my car up and wanted to find happiness, and
Yeah.
came to the land of enchantment. And
But the breathing part, whether the acclimate.
I was smart about it. I know one thing about it was I knew the altitude existed, and I
Yeah.
was all like, hold on a second, I'm not just gonna go out there and try to be the tough guy and try to do that. So the first day I got here, I ran 3
Oh, yeah.
miles.
That's
and
awesome.
then I
Wow.
just kept up. I ran 3 miles in the morning, 3 miles at night, just to keep that up, because I was like, I know
Yeah.
that's the one thing that I need to work on is my cardio.
Hell yeah.
So I remember I got here on like a Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I just ran just to get acclimated.
That's what's up.
It was hard though. It sucked, but
Yeah.
it was fun. I
you're
remember
good.
I think I only did beforehand in California. I was able to go rounds, but now like I came out here and I did like 3 rounds, and I was like, "All right, guys, it was good class," and it was only 15 minutes in. I'm like, "Oh God."
That's
I
fun.
think Brett's so confident in you. He says you're future Hall of Famer.
Oh man,
Oh
Of,
yeah, most definitely.
pie eating contest. That's what I'm.
That's
I'm
my.
looking
Don't
for.
take my job, man.
Or tacos. Hold
That's
on.
my job.
I'll eat tacos. Shout out to
Hey,
this guy. He
tacos.
showed me, what was it? My first what?
Oh, he had his first Navajo taco on
No
Sunday,
way.
Yeah.
shout out to
No
him.
way, right?
Yeah.
Straight out of the
Oh.
Pueblo.
Oh,
and
no.
then today he had his first Laguna burger. So
Oh, bro.
No,
Yeah, Laguna Burger was
dude.
amazing.
Which
Hey,
which one? At the original one or the 66
the
one?
original one.
At the
Yeah,
the one
'cause-
out in the middle of
'Cause
nowhere. or
yeah,
the-
because we have to
Good.
pass that
Oh
to get
yeah,
to.
hell yeah, dude! He took you
I
the
was
right one.
excited. I was all
Not the
like,
one
yo.
by the casino.
No, there's another one. There's a
Oh,
secret
not the
one.
truck stop.
Yeah, because they actually have 3 of them. The
Yeah,
one
there's
in
a secret-
town.
Oh, really?
And then
there's a secret one way in the Pueblo. It's way in there. You have to.
I need to go check that one out.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Heck yeah,
that's-
Laguna
yeah.
Burger is a good
Yeah.
burger.
That's the one
They
you
throw
took him
down.
to, though. That's good, man.
Yeah.
They might see me there every Wednesday. I mean, I'm
Hell
just
yeah.
saying.
Yeah,
That burger was amazing.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love
Now, they
food.
got another one at just down the street, Rio Grande, and but it's not the same.
No,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what everyone was saying. They're like, you need to take them to the real one. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, so there's one. Okay,
That's good.
Yeah,
I'm glad
yeah.
you did that, man.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
It was great.
That good green chili
No,
is
it
that's
was
legit.
savory. It was everything I
Greasy and everything.
It made up for a lot of the burger places I taste up here. I was like, okay, now I get it.
We're finding the legit
now
stuff.
I'm going, yeah, I gotta go deeper and deeper.
People calling In-N-Out burgers good.
No, I
and
love
shit.
In-N-Out burger. I'm addicted.
Get out of here.
But
You
you,
know what
did
the one-
you grow up on that?
Not really.
No.
It's not as popular in Oakland.
No, it is. Like,
it?
it's a huge thing, but to me, I like
It's
Burger
there.
King better because of the horse meat.
You
and
like
that.
burger? I was gonna say.
Nah, I mean, I wasn't really big In-N-Out person, so
Yeah.
I just.
No, I feel that.
It's a culture or
And
something.
then everybody was all like, "Oh, get the protein style." I'm like, "Please, I'm a heavyweight.
No.
Give me all the bread. I want
Give me
all
all
the
that bread.
You need the
Yeah.
bread.
Give me them carbs,
But
man.
once I start seeing people, like, if I ever go out with somebody, they order protein style, I just walk out. I'm like, all right, man,
the
it was
end.
nice knowing you. I don't need that type of negativity in my life.
Just like
Can I like oatmeal
oatmeal
cookies?
raisins.
Exactly. That's my
Oatmeal
first
raisins.
questions. If we go
Well,
to a
yeah,
burger
you don't
joint,
like oatmeal cookies or what?
Yeah.
Oatmeal raisin.
He's got
Oatmeal
a
raisin.
He's got a fear.
Forget about oatmeal raisin.
phobia.
that's a different conversation than that.
Yeah, throw a little bit of cinnamon in there.
Let's talk to Shannon about that phobia.
Oh, who's
Dr.
Dr.
Shannon.
Chandon.
Dr.
Oh,
Shannon.
yeah, no. I don't know.
I
I
wanna-
don't know if she's ever bitten into oatmeal raisin
I
cookie.
gotta talk to him about this phobia of yours. There's got to be a name for it too. Oatmeal raisin phobia, arachnophobia.
Oh, man, I can't
No,
wait.
stay true to you. Stay true to you.
I can't wait for my shirts. Everyone's going to enjoy those.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
2X baby, give me one of those suckers.
Yeah, no, that's when I first saw that, I was like, what is this?
Yeah, so did I.
And then I clicked on the hashtag and it,
It has
all
an
these
entire
pictures.
storyline. There's a lot of
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh,
not
it's a
just
big thing?
mine.
Yeah, I thought you
not
were just
me.
came- I thought you
It
were
was
just
one,
being
me and
a
one of my
rebel
good
with it.
friends.
Well, it's a culture, man. It's like a weird, freaking-
Really?
some weirdos out there.
Yeah.
Who the hell
No.
don't like an oatmeal raisin, man?
There's a lot of weird people that do. So.
I would rather have a chocolate
Same
chip.
people that don't like In-N-Out burgers, I guess.
Yeah, that's crazy. I love
He's
In-N-Out
got two
burger.
things going against you there.
I mean, like I said, like I don't know, like the small little In-N-Out burgers. I'm like, yo, man, I need something that's gonna clog up my arteries.
You need
and
2
I
triple
don't.
Yeah.
stacks.
I did that before. I
Yeah.
did the 4x4s, the
Oh, see.
5x5s, and I was all
I
like,
prepare for a hurt stomach after that.
oh yeah. See, I was able to do all that back when I was, a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I would put those things to work. I think I just ate so much of it that I was just like, all right, I don't get it. But then like the thing that made me mad the most is like if I really wanted to eat, the lines were so huge.
Oh,
because it was
yeah.
the biggest source. Like no matter what like location you went to,
Yeah.
Crazy.
I was just like,
Cult culture.
It's
it's
like
not worth it.
That's a little 30-year-old chick owns a whole damn franchise. Billionaire.
That's insane.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
That's insane.
I
Yeah.
wish we had one here. I can't stop
crazy.
thinking about it.
And they're actually like one of the best paying jobs out there or something like
Yeah,
that.
and they're good.
benefits. They got
employees,
full
they're-
benefits and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's-
Their
crazy.
family or the company's like super religious too. So if
Yeah.
you like look underneath the things, they have Bible verses.
yeah, next to
Really?
the palm trees, next to
Yeah,
the little
that's
palm
awesome.
trees
And
down
the
there.
bottom of the
yeah.
fries and the
John
burgers.
3:16 or
Heck
whatever.
yeah.
I was
Wow.
like, yeah.
It's
Give me
like
a
reading
holy
John
burger.
Jones' chest.
Your
Yeah.
opponent this weekend ate too much In-N-Out burger. He came at 285
281.
or 281.
281.
My opponent?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
That guy had no discipline in life.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Dude, we were talking about that before you came in, obviously. Yeah, you saw him at weigh-ins and like, what the fuck's wrong?
I was just like, you know what? My first fight was at 295, and I remember my first fight at
You
2.
understand.
Like, I was
Yeah.
all like, I understand, but I was all like, I kind of like that. Like nobody said anything. It just kind of 281 championship fight. I was like, oh, okay.
Wow.
But it was funny, man. I was just like, and I know, like, I was all like, I was a bigger person too, so I know what it's gonna suck. His cardio is gonna suck,
Yeah.
and getting hit in that belly's gonna suck.
Oh yeah.
And that's what you
Yeah,
targeted.
no, that's all I was targeting. I was,
Game plan changed.
Yeah, I was all like, what am I gonna sit here and stand up with you? I
Lot
was
of
like, hold
body
on a
shots.
second. It's mixed martial arts, my
Kicks, side kicks, front kicks. Just
Yeah.
kick the
Hell
shit
yeah.
out of them.
guy. Yeah.
Body kicks.
But yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, yo, man, that's another thing too, man. As a heavyweight, you can't sit around and think that, like, you get to do that one knockout that's gonna win. It's like you got to put in the work. You got to. I want to be able to be like a middleweight, move like a middleweight, like do all that
Yeah.
stuff. I don't want to be satisfied as a knockout artist.
Just
I
be
mean,
one-dimensional.
Yeah, right.
No, I feel you.
I'm gonna be there in the 4th round and be like super exhausted and tired, and then be like getting outworked. That's when I'll be like, all right, man,
Keep coming.
I'm retiring. Give me an oatmeal raisin cookie and end my life.
It's over.
Do it.
So what's next? What's next?
What's
You got to
next?
defend the belt now, or
Yeah,
how's that
whatever,
work?
whatever comes out my way, man. I mean, I've been putting my name out there trying to get fights.
Yeah.
Anyone who wants it, a fight.
Just stop saying Jackson Wink after your name, man.
Right? I'm gonna say I'm
Scary.
a 5'3"
So
little guy
5'3",
from El
exactly.
Salvador.
5'3".
So,
But I'm
200
apparently fighting on the Lion fights.
A kickboxing
on,
fight?
April, yeah, on April
Heck yeah.
20th.
Oh, you already got something
Yeah.
lined up.
Yeah,
Okay.
Nice.
April 20th. So hopefully I could get that going
There you
on.
go.
And yeah,
Hell yeah.
Go out there and
Just
collect
trying to-
another
yeah.
win.
that's all.
Yep.
That's
So-
all we do is have fun.
How do people follow you on social media?
Oh, that's a good question. It's I just made my new page, so my new page is out there. It's called under Dwight Akuma Maters.
Say it
and
again?
Dwight Akuma Maters.
Okay.
And then Instagram Akuma _MMA. And I'm just out there.
Follow this guy's journey, man.
Let's do
I'm
it.
telling you, just follow him, and you're gonna start seeing these posts where, man, I remember that guy. Look at him. He's fighting in the UFC now.
That's
know, right?
That's a sure thing. That's a
Francis
fact.
Ngannou, I'm coming for you. No, I'm kidding.
Francis. You put him on
Hey,
blast,
Derek
man.
Lewis, let's go. KFC in the
Hey.
house. No, I'm kidding.
Popeye's chicken. Yeah.
Right? I love Popeye, so I can't really say anything.
Well,
Popeyes-
Derek is out for 6 to 8
Yo, what happened to him?
surgery.
Yeah, he's finally doing
He fixed his
surgery.
knee.
I guess he said he's been fighting for years with fucked up ACL or some shit, or
Wow.
MCL,
It
ACL. I don't know.
Oh man, if the other guy becomes athletic,
He's just one of those guys that just didn't give a shit, just kept fighting with injuries, so he's fine.
He has a really good his story in life too, right? Like
Yeah.
he came from jail and nothing, and then just boom, look at him
crazy.
now.
Yeah,
I
crazy.
love stories like that.
Yeah,
Those
man, I
inspire
came from
me more
nothing.
than,
Yeah, right.
It's just,
You know,
Life happens to people, and it just depends on how you overcome it.
Mhm.
Some people get trembled in fear in it, and some other people just say, that's life."
how you confront your demons.
Most
true.
definitely.
Seth, you do privates?
Always.
People, how can people get a hold of you?
Hit me up on Facebook, Instagram. Instagram, I'm a Beta Wolf MMA. Facebook, just Seth Abeita. Twitter,
And it's a different Abeita, guys. It's not Abeita
with the
EY.
Y. Yeah,
it's EI.
ABEITA.
Yeah.
Pueblo way.
The Pueblo way. Exactly. We were kind of talking about that before you got in. It's not the Spanish way. It's the native way of spelling it.
Yeah. So yeah, most definitely. Anybody wants to work? Let's get to work.
Heck
Awesome
yeah.
knowledge.
I love it. I enjoy it.
Yeah, he's really good at what he does, and he's really passionate about it, which is hard to find out there.
Well,
Good
we're
energy too.
we're
Yeah.
honored. We're
Appreciate
honored.
you.
That's
Honored
important.
to have you as a coach. We look forward to many, many more years of coaching, and I hope you're not done fighting because
No.
I still want to.
45,
I still want to
55.
be able to get some pictures of you
Yeah.
in the cage doing
I'm gonna have
some
to get
stuff.
in. I want to get in
Yeah.
3 this year.
That'd be
Just-
great. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, get in 3 this year, and then just keep it rolling. I mean, on the calendar, I'm not the youngest guy, but
No.
Yeah.
That is
I
nice.
still-
hit you
got
like the
some
youngest
years.
guy.
I still got some years. So
Keep working.
Just
Keep
have
working
fun
with
with
Team New Mexico. Keep making them guys and gals champions, and they look up to you and Joey. That it's an incredible thing that you're part of, and the adaptive MMA is next level stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge once it reaches all
yeah.
the pueblos, or just
yeah,
everywhere.
just everywhere.
Yeah,
Worldwide.
the numbers you're bringing,
Yeah.
the numbers you're bringing on the Pueblo are fascinating.
Oh man, those kids are great. The parents are great out there.
Yeah.
Man, Shauna and Byron, the people putting it together out there. Man, Heather has been amazing. Wink, everybody, all the other adaptive MMA coaches. Oh wow, it's
They
just
do
a
so
great thing.
much.
Shout out to Heather and Wink.
Yeah.
They're Coach Wink on their 10-year
10-year anniversary.
anniversary.
Happy anniversary,
They're
guys.
both posting throwback pictures from 10 years ago. They still look the same.
Right?
We're
Right?
still ripped as hell.
Wink's just like
Well, Wink just
Yeah.
posted a video last weekend, 2 weekends ago. He's running up the dam,
with his daughter on.
carrying his daughter on
I
his
call-
back like Yoda in a backpack or
I
something.
call next. He better carry me up there.
Yeah.
He will
I call
too.
next.
Hey, well, run circles around
I
you
was like,
too.
yo, how do we do this? Who's next? We pick a straw?
Yeah,
That's fun.
yeah. That's just funny because everyone calls the Hill of Tears. We joke about that all the time. It's fighters come in here and they say, "Oh yeah, we went to the Hill of Tears," and we ask, "Wait, where's this mysterious Hill of Tears?" They took me with the Ruka guys and BJ Penn when they were all in town. They took us to what I thought was the Hill of Tears, and Wink says, "No, man, that's not the Hill of Tears. That's the Pussy Run." I'm like, what?
There's the Tears of Joy right there.
Yeah, there's apparently another run that goes past that,
Yeah.
and,
Yes.
and that's the real Hill of Tears.
I
man.
take those dogs. I take a lot of shelter dogs out and about on
Yeah, so
runs.
you've probably seen it. Yeah, it's,
So I always take them out there,
Yeah.
and a lot of those dogs run faster than some of the people that we have here.
it's
So I'm
a,
like,
dude,
"Oh,
it's
he's
a
doing this."
great little run. That's a great trail at the top of I think it's not Indian School, Constitution, I think.
Copper.
Yeah.
Trailhead Copper.
Yeah, and we used to go there when Andre was in town. He'd take me up there and torture me.
Did you used to run with him?
I didn't run, but I would follow him, and it's a good little run up there.
It is. I've taken my basketball team up there, and they're like,
it's hard.
"You guys really do this?" And I'm like,
You guys gotta make sure you guys know jiu-jitsu.
But it's a perfect little
mountain
circle.
lions.
It's a perfect little circle around that little hill there. And,
Yeah.
Yes,
How'd you get involved with the dogs in the shelter? That's pretty cool. I saw you with a bunch of different
Oh,
dogs.
I was getting my car serviced, and there's this organization out here called NM Dog.
Really?
Yeah, so I was like, hey, do you guys need help running dogs? And
That's cool.
I take these dogs out to run.
dude, you just do it all, man.
I do it all. I'm enjoying my life, man.
Professional dog walker in the house, too.
Yeah, it's
Feels
fun.
good to be in
Hell
service
yeah.
to others,
Yeah,
or
especially
to
with
other
these dogs,
things.
man. I feel really bad for these dogs. These dogs are not like just abandoned. I mean, they're abandoned dogs, but these are like dogs that have
They're
been
good dogs.
chained. And,
Oh,
yeah, like
abused
abused, and there was a dog in there that got shot with a BB gun. And he's over there. I'm like, what? And the fact that they still have all this energy and let me run them, I'm like, yo, I'm feeding off your energy. So
Yeah.
we're gonna go until you stop.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, we gotta keep going. If it's
I
10
love that.
miles, 8 miles, until you tell me, like, I've had dogs just sit down and just lay there. I'm like, all right, cool. You do what you want to do. You're free right now.
Yeah, you're free. This is your
I was
time.
like, whatever you want to do. I have all the time in the world.
That's awesome. Good for
So
you,
it helps
man.
me, like, obviously I run a lot, so I'm like, it helps me.
You just scored points with the chicks, man. And all these hearts just started showing up over there.
No, man, if you guys check them out, if you
Dwight,
guys are,
check your DMs. Blowing up.
No, I really want to check that out. That's
Yeah,
pretty
man. Anyone, and it surprised me the most that a lot of these dogs are huskies or like beautiful
running
dogs.
dogs,
Cool. Yeah. Why
and
would
I'm all
somebody
like-
hurt? I can't understand people.
And I'm
like that.
like, they're all dogs that have been chained and abused and like just there. And I'm all like, yo, man. That's why the lady that I asked for and all that. Her name is Angela, and she's really spot on, a great person. Like,
Good.
I was like, yo, man, I'm glad that she has all this help. So
How do you look this organization up? What's it called?
it's NM Dog.
Go donate to that thing, man.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
awesome.
actually for the Lions fight. That's where I'm gonna donate my purse money.
Hell yeah.
To them. Is
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Keep them going out
Yeah,
there.
go help them out, guys.
Yeah,
That's incredible what you're doing.
And then for that fight, Mark's donating some of his
Yeah,
purse
to
to
the
the
Adaptive MMA.
Adaptive MMA.
Yeah.
So everybody's
Yeah.
just trying to help.
Yeah, we're all trying to help each other. At the end of the day, that's how we thrive off. It's not like I'm not fighting out there for myself. It's like,
Yeah.
yo, man, I got a whole group of people I'm fighting for, and then
Everybody that helps.
I love
you.
myself. Yeah.
I love myself. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
Not everybody loves himself.
That's
hard.
it's insane, right?
Yeah.
Like everybody think fighters they're meatheads,
Tough.
they're
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
they got
man,
feelings.
big
They got
hearted,
feelings,
kind.
Look at Diego. Guy's been at it longer than anybody else, and he's still got a heart of. I don't even know what his heart's made out of
Yeah.
because it's freaking incredible.
Out
Yeah.
of lava and
Yeah.
able to sit there and man, I want to do that, Diego.
Yeah, he makes us all look bad. He
Yeah.
makes us all look worthless. See someone like
We
Diego.
work at it every day.
Well, guys, we appreciate you popping in. That was unexpected.
anytime,
Yeah, that was awesome to have you on again. And
Always.
Seth, of course. We always want to hear these new stories from you guys. I mean, we appreciate it. You've been
Appreciate
part of
you
the team
guys.
for a very, very long time, and we're trying to get to everybody on the team. So if we haven't got a hold of you, we will put it in our ear again if we haven't, and you've been just wanting to come on. But it's going to happen. We're going to get
Thank
you
you
on
guys
because we
for
want to hear
letting
these
us do
stories.
this. This is a
Yeah,
great way
most
to
definitely.
outreach to everybody and let people
Heck yeah.
here know who we are.
Yeah, and I want people out there in the Twitter, all that social media platforms to know what cool people we have on this team. It's not just a bunch of
Kind-hearted
the
people,
names
too.
that you've heard. There's other people that make this team happen behind the scenes. We can all talk about the big names for days and hours and whatever, but without you guys doing the stuff that you're doing down below, this team ain't gonna happen. It's gonna fall apart.
One team, one
Sir.
dream. That's all we have
Yep.
here. We all want to get better and be better as a people, not just in our art that we're doing.
Not just one dimension.
I want to be better in my life, not just be better martial artist, and that's what martial arts has helped me to. So
Good goals. Good goals.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Appreciate you
tuning in, guys. Thanks for tuning in tonight. If you're not watching live, please watch it on one of the rebroadcasts, and we'll see you again next week. Later.
Three strongest fighters in the world.